Ladies and gentlemen, hello, and you are watching TTV News with some latest events in the Ninh province. And now we're coming to details. Ladies and gentlemen, in the morning of August 15, along with localities in the whole province, Tay Ninh City has implemented the taking sample for SARS-CoV-2 screening test in the whole city, in which Ninh Chau was the first locality of Tay Ninh City to implement this work.
There are 20 sampling areas in Ninh Chau. During the day, it has conducted large-scale sampling in 8 out of 8 quarters with 6,800 households. The sampling was done on the principle that each household appoints one representative who moves a lot to carry out sampling, particularly for households in the blockade area with isolated F1 at home that were sampled for each people. And on August 16, Tay Ninh City continued to take samples at Ninh and Ninh Thanh West. In order to seamlessly carry out the sampling, ensure the factors of time, process, and safety for epidemic prevention control, previously the World Peace Committee directed social political organizations and quarter groups to propagate and announce specific times and places for people to know and implement. It has also mobilized the local forces to the fullest extent and at the same time received support from the military command, the public security and the city medical center, serving for sampling and testing. Along with other localities in the province, starting from the morning of August 15, Duong Minh Chau district also organized a large-scale sampling of COVID-19 testing for people. On the first day, Duong Minh Chau district organized sampling for people in Duong Minh Chau town and Suối Đá commune. Sampling was done in the form that people in hamlets and quarters gathered to places arranged by communes and town, including schools, house stations, hamlet or quarter offices for sampling, in which people were sampled twice, including taking an aggregate quick test sample with 3 people and an aggregate PCR sample with 10 people. After sampling was completed, all residents were scanned QR code to encode. In order for the sampling to take place safely, when people came to take samples for testing, they were asked to keep the distance at least 2 meters. In addition, Duong Minh Chau district also mobilized sampling forces in communes and towns to support each other in the form that it would concentrate forces to support the commune where organized sampling. Sampling time began at 7 a.m. and continued until the number of people requested to be sampled was no longer.
According to the sampling plan for SARS-CoV-2 screening tests throughout the province, Tan Chau district also conducted sampling in the order of priority for communes in the red and orange areas first, then the green area. In the morning of August 15, the first 2 communes of district, including Tân Hưng and Tân Phú, organized sampling.
The teams of volunteers with the support of the COVID-19 community groups and the self-governed residential groups of 2 communes came directly to each household to take samples for SARS-CoV-2 screening tests. The form of implementing the antigen rapid test and real-time PCR test for single or aggregate sample with 10 people. Sampling took place safely and orderly. People were regularly reminded to wear masks properly, spray disinfectant, and keep a safe distance. After being sampled for tests, people were asked to stay at home and not be allowed to move for 36 hours except for emergency cases. During the sampling period, most of markets and shops in the area were closed. According to the plan, the remaining communes and towns will be carried out until the end of August 18, 2021, with a scale of over 39,000 households and individuals. According to data from the Steering Committee for COVID-19 Prevention and Control in Tan Chau District, the district has 1 red zone commune, very high risk area, namely Suối Dây commune. Orange zone, high risk area, has communes including Tân Thành, Tân Hưng, Tân Phú, Tân Châu Thảo. The remaining 7 communes are located in the green zone. In Chau Thanh district on August 15, 6 out of 15 communes and towns organized COVID-19 screening tests, including Chau Thanh town, Phước Vinh, An Cơ, Đồng Khởi, Trí Bình, and Hào Trước communes. In the town for COVID-19 screening test points have been established in 4 quarters. People strictly observe and comply with the regulations of the functional sectors. The activities of essential trading markets in the town have been halted. People are here to stay at home. On August 16 and 17, Chau Thanh will continue to carry out screening tests in the remaining communes. Meanwhile, Bến Cầu district continues to organize SARS-CoV-2 screening tests in 5 communes of Long Thuận, Long Khánh, Long Giang, Long Chữ, and Long Phước. As recorded in Long Thuận commune, the whole commune took samples for SARS-CoV-2 screening tests with 300 aggregate PCR samples and 900 rapid test samples. Sampling for SARS-CoV-2 screening tests has been held at 17 points to ensure epidemic prevention and control procedures, such as wearing masks, disinfecting, keeping a safe distance.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the morning of August 15, Goyal conducted the test for SARS-CoV-2 in Phước Rạch, Commune, and Goyal Town, which are the 2 very high-risk localities in the red zone of the district. People came to the testing point very early and cooperated well with the functional force with the hope that the epidemic would be controlled soon and the red zones would soon change color.
In the early morning of August 15, people were present at testing points, following the instruction on keeping distance of volunteers. The organization faced little difficulty initially because the Wi-Fi system was overloaded at some points. After overcoming the problem, the sampling was conducted relatively quick. The functional forces have set up checkpoint stations, patrol teams in the area, strictly managed for 36 hours from the time of sampling until the test results are available. People have been only allowed to travel in urgent cases. Grasping the spirit, people, especially in the restaurants, are very supportive of the province's epidemic prevention and control measures. Calling people to take samples and hand them over to the COVID-19 community groups, they keep a list of each resident and at the specified time, they invited each household to come up for testing and follow the correct distance to ensure safety. In my opinion, the screening test for SARS-CoV-2 is very necessary for early detection and screening of F0 cases to have a positive treatment direction in order to push back the epidemic soon, bringing the peace to everybody. I hope my locality will be free of sick people and return to normal life soon. Phước Trạch Commune Peers Committee organized testing teams to come to each house, instructing how to register information and test. Many hamlets of the commune with scattered population, many people do not know how to install the Bluezone application to scan QR code, so the workload of testing team has to be quite large. Mr. Duong Minh Chau, Goyal District Youth Union volunteered to support the testing team said that they have been trained to use Bluezone and testing software, so sampling is faster and contact with people less. It's a lot of work, but they can do their best. The functional force tests real-time PCR of 10 aggregate samples for all people living and staying in the area, including temporary residents. From August 16 to 18, the screening test will be carried out in the remaining 7 communes. All communes have informed the time and plan of testing to the hamlets. In general, we start from the red and orange zones first, then establish 100% checkpoints to follow directive number 16 to cut the F0 trend. The determination of Goyal Party Committee is to change from the zero zone to the green zone, from the orange zone to the yellow zone, from the red zone to the orange zone, then gradually is raising it. We started at 7 o'clock and just took a break until we finish. If we don't finish during the daytime, we will work at night, determined to get it done. Goyo district is in very high-risk area. The district has 3 units at the commune and town level at very high risk. The remaining communes except Cẩm Giang are at high risk. Therefore, Goyo district is determined to wear element measures to change the color of the red, orange, and yellow zones to try to expand the green zones.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today TTV News. Thank you for joining with us and see you next time.